After nearly 20 years in Congress, Representative Cathy McMorris Rogers says she is not running for re-election.
We've seen some rain today, but tonight we could be seeing more of that chance for some rain and snow in our forecast with a winter weather advisory set to go into effect.
It is very difficult to track.
Plus, a spike in overdoses raising concerns across Spokane. We dig through the numbers tonight. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5 tonight. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney has the evening off. We are continuing to track breaking news at this hour. After 20 years in office, Representative Cathy McMorris Rodgers announcing today she is not running for re-election in 2024. KREM 2's Nathan Hyun joins us live at the Congresswoman's office now. Nathan?
Well, Mark, it was a surprising decision indeed. The long-term Congresswoman has decided to not run for re-election this year. Now, Cathy McMorris Rogers was first appointed to the U.S. House of Representatives in 2004. Early last year, the Congresswoman became the chair of the House Energy and Commerce Committee. McMorris Rogers is the first woman to chair the committee. Rogers' decision was surprising to all, both Republicans and Democrats in Spokane.
Not at all. This is furthest thing from this was not even a possibility. She's lots of experience.
Stephen Kirby is the chair for Spokane County Democrats. He says McMorris Rogers announcing her decision to not run for re-election is a game changer.
She was the leading contender. She's got a large bank, war chest, and having her step out of the way opens the field to the Democrats that are coming up. So I'm ecstatic.
On the other side,
it was quite the news. We were surprised at that. Yeah, I didn't know that was coming.
MJ Bolt, the chair of Spokane County Republicans, says even though she was surprised by the news, she's not concerned for her party's chance during this year's election.
I'm not worried. I think it's going to be interesting, for sure. We can't just stick our head in the mud and say it's going to be automatic.
From 2002 to 2003, McMorris Rogers was a House Minority Leader. Then in 2009, she became the highest-ranking Republican woman in Congress. Kirby is confident that without Rogers running, the Democrats will take the seat.
My expectation then is that given that Cathy's going to be out, it'll be a relative newcomer that that will be able to get behind the new Democrat candidate and help them win.
While Bolt feels as though many people in eastern Washington don't want change and want another Republican in the seat.
We have Spokane, goes a little more blue, but Cathy has served in this role so well. I feel confident that we can secure this seat in November.
When McMorris Rogers announced her decision, she said, quote, "After much prayer and reflection, I've decided the time has come to serve them in new ways. I will not be running for re-election to the People's House." McMorris Rogers' exit leaves only one Republican in the U.S. House of Representatives from Washington State. Rogers did not say anything concrete about her next steps. So the Democratic Party tells me they have 3 candidates already in the running for the seat, while the Republican Party tells me they too have people who have expressed interest in running. Live in Spokane, Nathan Hyun, KREM 2 News.
All right, Nathan, thank you very much. We want to bring you more to every story, so you should know with McMorris Rogers not running for re-election, attention now turns to who will run to fill the seat. It is likely we'll see more interest from both parties coming up here in the future. There is still some time for candidates to decide if they want to run. Candidate filing opens on May 6th, according to the Washington Secretary of State. It closes just 5 days later on May 10th. The primary election is set for August 6th. The top 2 candidates will then advance to the general election on November 5th. Last month, lawmakers in Olympia released a new report showing overdose deaths in Washington jumped 21% from 2022 to 23. Now, KREM 2 is looking into your questions about recent reports that drug overdoses are also spiking here in Spokane. KREM 2 Shannon Mowdy is getting answers tonight. Shannon?
Viewers have reached out to us after seeing reports overdose after overdose in Spokane. I found out the true scope of the problem may be hard to calculate. It's hard to know the true toll of the drug problem in Spokane, but Lieutenant Terry Prinninger says the trend so far this year is troubling.
Just over 30 mentions of the word Narcan in police reports it's covering about a 9-day period.
That's through his checking police reports for words like Narcan or calls for police response that later turned out to be overdoses.
It does seem to be that there is a little bit of an increase just in the last few weeks.
For Spokane police, tracking overdoses is difficult. It isn't a crime, so they're not always logged. Other times, citizens are the ones administering Narcan, so there's no police report. Far more often, overdoses require an EMS response. So I reached out to the Spokane Fire Department. An information officer says data shows a consistent and significant rise in OD calls since 2022. That year, SFD responded to nearly 1,200 overdose calls, an average of 3 a day. Last year, that number ticked up to 1,600 overdose calls, averaging 4 a day. In the first 38 days of 2024 alone, SFD has responded to 249 overdoses, an average of 6 every day. Actual overdoses are likely higher since some come in as cardiac arrest calls.
It is very difficult to track.
One issue is the lack of a centralized source for tracking overdoses between police, fire, the medical examiner, and hospitals.
There is not, that I know of, any kind of repository where all 4 of those groups are placing that information into a single space.
Another unknown right now, what's causing the apparent rise. Lieutenant Prininger says it's too early to know if it can be linked to a single drug or a new version of Spokane's current problem substance.
Fentanyl is the #1 problem we have. It is bar none, is outweighing all the other substances combined.
Spokane County Regional Health's online dashboard shows the most recent numbers from 2022. There were 215 overdose deaths, with 73% attributed to opioids. And tonight we're still waiting on data from the county medical examiner and Spokane County Regional Health District, including how many fatal overdoses there are so far this year. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.
Shannon, thank you very much. All right, let's switch gears and talk weather with KREM 2's Cody Proctor. She's in for Jeremy today. Cody, a winter weather advisory in effect. What can folks expect about that?
Well, we could potentially be seeing some of that snow reaching our region tonight and into tomorrow morning, and that could have some impacts on our morning commute. A quick look at our almanac right now. Temperatures reached 39 degrees today. That's just barely above our seasonal average for this time of year. Certainly nowhere near that record of 56 that was set just a few years ago, back in 2018. Hard to believe. As we head into our, take a look outside right now, you can see that we are still seeing some cloudy skies at the moment. We're at 38 degrees now at the Spokane Airport. Looks like we're seeing that break from that rain that we've been dealing with winds coming out the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour right now. Across our region, mostly hanging out into those 30s to 40s for us. 42 degrees right now in Ritzville, 40 in Lewiston, 36 right now in Sandpoint. Now, we've been watching our satellite and radar map because we've been seeing those showers moving into our region. Some places, though, have been seeing some snow already. And as we head into tonight, we have that winter weather advisory that's set to go into effect for much of our region at 10 o'clock tonight. Down in the Blues, that is looking to go into effect closer to around 7. Snow is expected with this, so plan on slick roads tomorrow morning. Others might be seeing more slushy conditions, so just be safe tomorrow. The next 12 hours, looking to see mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures dropping down to more of those low 30s. We could be seeing that chance for that snow moving in. And the next 3 days, Saturday looks to be our real break with temperatures up into the upper 30s. Sunday could potentially bring us a chance for some rain and snow in our forecast, keeping a close eye on that potential weather maker.